Well, hello there, Cancer. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Hope you're having a great week. So this is your weekly tarot reading for February 12th through the 18th. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot for more details. So let's see what we have here. Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Okay, so you know, that can sometimes be where you're putting a lot of time and energy, a lot of love into something that really isn't on your path. It's kind of like you're just butting your head up against that stone wall, right? It's kind of like it's just not really meant to be. And it's, you know, a little bit of that kind of being a little stubborn, saying, no, this is the way I'm going, this is the way I'm going, right? And then we have Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Yeah, I like that. I think you're understanding, okay, wait a minute, you know, how many times am I going to try to butt my head against this stone wall and get it to move or whatever, and then it's kind of like, you know, the Fox Spirit comes in and says, okay, wait a minute, maybe this is just not meant to be. Yeah, I love the energy of redirect your energy. You're putting a lot of time and energy into something that you're not receiving back anything from, right? Or very little. Whether that is time, somebody else's energy, somebody else's love. You're putting a lot of time and energy into something, and yet at the same time, yeah, you have the Deceit card and financial constraints. I think for a lot of you, this is kind of like a career, you know, or work situation where you're putting a lot of time and energy into it, and yet you're not getting back out of that. You know, you're not being compensated, okay? Equal to how much time and energy you're putting into it. So it's time to ask yourself, okay, what other options do I have? Or ask yourself, why am I continuing to do this? You know, it could be it's a business you have started, right? Yeah, it could. You have a fork in the road. You have a decision to make. Am I going to keep, you know, butting my head up against this wall, or am I going to go in a different direction? Think on my feet, move in a different direction. You know, think about that. Think on your feet. It is about moving in a different direction, taking your feet, walking in a different direction. Yeah. Okay. This is lovely. All right. So for your present energy, we have Not For You and Goddess of the Moon. I feel like you know, I can't remember. We just had the full moon. You could have had this realization with this last full moon we just had a couple of days ago, right? You could have been there. Oh my goodness. You know, how many years have I been working at the same place and I still haven't gotten that promotion? You know, how many hours have I worked and overtime and not been compensated, right? How many great new ideas have I given this business, but they haven't really, you know, acknowledged my gifts, my talents, my creative abilities, my ideas. It's almost as if you're trying to get the attention of somebody else, and you're not getting it. You're not getting what you truly deserve out of this situation. So it's understanding. I feel like if you didn't kind of have this revelation, okay, at this last full moon, I feel like you're having it here very soon. It's kind of like, wait a minute, you know, something could have happened last week that is really kind of getting you to think about other options. And it's about loving yourself enough to say, you know what, I've given enough to this situation or this job, this relationship. It could be a relationship, and I'm not getting back out of it what I'm putting into it. Why am I doing this? You know, we all have those experiences where we finally just say, oh, wait a minute, this is not worth it, right? There are other people in the world I could love. There are other jobs that would, or other companies that would love to have my gifts, my services, my creative abilities. There are other ways that I could put out my love and light and receive back from it Yeah. Oh my goodness. You're at the beginning of a new cycle. I love this. Yeah. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups. You know, going forth with this energy of, yes, okay, I'm no longer just going to keep trying the same thing over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You're finally realizing you are not insane. You are going to go in a new direction. You're saying your truth. You're looking at this as an opportunity to learn, okay? There is this energy here of, you know what? I've learned my lesson here, and now I am going in a new direction, you know? I really like it. Because it really, you know what I really love about this Cancer is that you're not leaving kind of like in a nasty energy, right? You're leaving in this energy of, I love myself enough that I'm going to seek out other people that will appreciate the gifts, the talents, the love, the creativity that I have and I'm willing to share. Because if you go out there sharing it in a loving way, you know you will attract in people that are looking for what you have. Yeah, Fool, you're going in a new direction. You're literally packing your bags. I think some of you are literally packing your bags and going in a new direction. Just saying, I'm done. I'm done. So let's see what your obstacle is. Now it's kind of interesting. We have the Knight of Cups coming in again. Building blocks, the garden and the gate. I think you've been standing at the gate for a very long time. I think you've been thinking about this for a very long time. It's a little bit of that energy of, you know, I feel like, you know, that, you know, the grass always seems greener on the other side. So it's this energy where you may fear that you're just thinking the grass is going to be greener if you go to another company or another relationship or move to another town, right? There's a little bit of that energy. But I also feel like there's this little bit of energy that says, you know, I've got to make a big move and restart building blocks. I have to restart, but this time I'm going to do it out of love for myself. Right? Or love for your loved ones. You know, it's this energy of, I'm not doing it out of just this dreamy state. I'm doing it because I really love myself. I love the people in my life. I love what I have to offer. So I'm going to go in this new direction. But once again, it's not no swords here, right? It's kind of like, I'm going in peace. I'm going in search of what my heart truly desires. And then let's take a look. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, it's been a long time. I feel like you have been standing at this gate for a very long time. Perhaps some of you, 9 years. Okay, you've been standing at this gate, just trying to get something to work, right? This could be a relationship. It could be a job. It could be some situation in your life where you have put so much time and energy into trying to get this to work. You have not given up. And finally, I think, you know, that full moon, it was just kind of like, the moon came out. I don't know, you know, where you live, but where I live, the moon was just so beautiful and bright. The sky was really clear. And it's kind of like, it's almost like the moon came out. The moonlight helped you to see the clarity of what was really holding you back. The moon represents, right, our emotions. And it may be that you didn't want to go there. You were just like, no, I don't want to pull up these emotions of how I feel about this. You know, just thinking, I just got to keep working harder at this. It's been a long road, but now it's kind of like time to step into this new world, you know, yin yang, bringing balance back into your life, realizing that this has just really been sucking up so much of your time, your energy, your love, and holding you back. Like, I think you're just understanding, okay, this is not going anywhere. You know, it's not going to change. It reminds me a little bit of that movie, You've Got Mail, and she has the bookstore. Meg Ryan's character has the bookstore, and she's having to close it, okay, because business, it has, you know, shriveled up. So she is having to close it, and it was her mother's business, right? So she was kind of like, no, I want to keep it alive because she had these fond memories of her mom and of growing up, helping her mom in the bookstore, and her mom is passed, and she really has this loving energy. It's kind of like the emotions of moving on from what you had, right? What you have been trying to keep alive for a very long time have been so overwhelming that you haven't wanted to really admit that you see that it is time to move forward in a new direction, right? Because you had so much emotion tied up to this. For some of you, it could be a relationship, right? But for some of you, it could be like, Meg Ryan's character, I think her name was Kathleen Kelly. She says it's just, so heartbreaking to finally close the door on this business. It's kind of like closing a chapter in your life, whatever this is, but also understanding you are ready for this next chapter. You're poised, right? It'll help bring more balance into your life. If you've been working at a job like nonstop, right? And it's not really bringing you any joy, maybe not even financial security. And you're just kind of like, okay, why haven't I left? Maybe you didn't leave because you've been there so long. You love the people that are there. Perhaps it was a family business, right? At some point, your family's business. Or if it's a relationship, you've just been together for so long. It just means, oh my goodness, this is me having to go into a new chapter of my life. Yeah, the Lovers, the Magician, the Empress. Wow. 3 major arcana. Really interesting because, I feel as if there is this energy of listening, choosing from your heart. I think you've stayed in this for a long time, but your heart hasn't really been in it for a long time. I think you thought that your heart was in it because I honestly feel like a lot of you were in a situation, right? Whether it's a job, career, a relationship, that you thought you should stay in. It's almost like you had convinced yourself, no, I'm staying in this. I don't care how many times I have to butt my head up against that wall. This is where I need to be. But now you're kind of listening to your heart. You're choosing to go in a different direction. But you're choosing that because your heart is saying, hey, Cancer, this isn't where we really belong. We're not happy here, right? So you're manifesting where you go next. And I think for a lot of you, with the Empress energy, you have a lot of Gemini energy, a lot of Libra energy here. But there's this energy of wanting to rebirth, to stepping into this new chapter of your life where things are more balanced, It's an energy of, I don't want conflict in my life. I don't want to be butting my head up against a wall. I want to go into this sense of having peace and calm in my life. Yeah, new life underneath that. After a long time, I think, of chaos and conflict, I feel like you're just moving into this beautiful, new, balanced energy. And Cancer, it's been a long time since you've had that in, any of my readings. It's, you've had what I would say energies of, being the wounded warrior, just staying with something, when you know that you maybe needed to go in a different direction. Okay, well, I'm sending you lots of love and hugs for that. And let's find some final advice from Spirit for you. And Cancer, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth. Then let Source take it from here. Yeah. It is about accepting your truth. How do you feel about this situation? There's an impasse. How do you feel? I feel like you haven't been wanting to look at how you truly feel about it. But once you allow yourself to go there, right? I feel like you step into this energy of then, okay, I'm really choosing from my heart. I feel like you may have been choosing this last chapter. You chose not because it was what you wanted, but what you thought other people wanted for you or what you thought was the family thing. I think for a lot of you, this is ancestral healing. You know, understanding, okay, I can break that pattern, that ancestral wound, by manifesting, by moving myself in a new direction, to seeing this situation clearly, and then deciding what does my heart want and how do I move towards that. All right, Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. I really do wish you so much love and light in this situation and all your situations, and I appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.